Good morning, traders and investors. It's May 15th. It's my birthday. Anyway, super excited. Had a killer morning. Got up at 5:30, got my workout done, had a morning sunrise hot tub and coffee. And my son and I just went and I got a couple RC float planes, really cheap ones, but I grew up building and flying nitro-powered RC planes as a kid. So we ended up flying those for the last little bit. I'll show you a clip of our little bit of flying this morning at the end of this video. But let's take a look at the markets today. We are seeing equities pull back a little bit. Yesterday, the markets had another squeeze, little grind higher in the grand scheme of things. The S&P 500 has kind of hit a key level. We had a low here. We had a high right here. And then intraday, the next day, it sold down to this low and then started that next run. And that's right where we're at, this 100% measured move in the market. So it's stalling out right there. We'll see if it can get traction. It is working its way up. We got a rally, pause, rally, pause, rally, pause. It's the same with the NASDAQ. If we take a look at the NASDAQ, the stocks are down about 0.5% this morning, taking a little bit of a pause in the grand scheme of things. Bitcoin is kind of following in the same suit. They're very linked, obviously. It's like 9 out of 10 days, Bitcoin moves the same. Rally, pause, rally, pause, rally, pause. And we'll see how all this unfolds. But yesterday was interesting. We did see the NASDAQ. If we take a look at the QQQ, it closed higher yesterday, yet the small cap stocks closed lower, pulling back. And we also saw dividend stocks pull back. SPYD, the dividend space, really, what this was telling us is yesterday technology, large caps were driving the markets higher, making people feel like the market is strong. But the majority of stocks yesterday were selling off pretty good. So that is not a good sign in the grand scheme of things, but the trend is up, and just because the market looks weak doesn't mean it can't go higher. The market will climb this wall of worry. Institutions will continue to do their thing, and which is let the markets kind of pump themselves up, and they'll help even shoot it higher. They'll put algos in. They'll send the market higher to create liquidity and excitement, and then dump into that selling, which we have seen many times before. If we take a look at where money has been flowing out of, we saw bonds move down again yesterday. So stocks somewhat up yesterday. The large caps, money coming out of bonds. It's about to break this low and could really pick up speed for a precipitous fall down to about 81 is the next downside target. If we take a look over at the dollar is down a little bit this morning, but again, it's stair-stepping its way up. It's stuck under the 50-day, underneath this little hiccup and this bear flag over here. So it's trying to figure out if it can get some traction. You can see our trend analysis has gone from like red bars and sell short to overbought territories and minor pullbacks to now we've got orange bars typically after it goes red, orange, and then green. So this is more so the trend, the short-term momentum for the dollar has turned up, and it is trending higher at this point as well. If we take a look over at gold, gold yesterday took a pretty good haircut. It actually continued to sell off dramatically in overnight trading. It went all the way down almost to 3,100, and it's recovering now and starting to move higher. So we'll see if this is a little bit of a pivot low, and if gold wants to push higher or go back up to the upper end of the range. But overall, it's continuing to try and struggle. But you can see the short-term trend here yesterday or 2 days ago turned into a sell short. Not that we actually sell short something that is in a long-term uptrend, but momentum-wise, it's gone from an uptrend and overbought territories to, oh, it's stalled out. Now it might want to continue to like flush out and drop. So be very cautious on that. Crude oil is a big mover today, down about 3.14%. It's hit its head right up into resistance here. The 50-day moving average, sellers are stepping in, and its momentum is trying to shift as well. There was a sell short signal 2 days ago. The market's really kind of traded sideways. It is set to open at 61.14, so right down here. The bars are orange, so it is kind of flipping and flopping. The short-term momentum is turning up. It's neutral. The long-term trend is down. And this is one thing that I think a lot of people need to try to decipher from how I explain things is I'm not like an investor who just says, here's the investment signal and here's the big trend. And I'm not a short-term trader saying, hey, it's a sell short signal or now it's a buy signal, go long. I take both into account, and a lot of times they cancel each other out. And so long-term bearish, short-term bullish, we don't do anything. That's kind of really important to understand. And I am always jumping between time frames. I think I realize more so now than before, and I think I confuse a lot of people. But try to stick with me, and I will try to be clear on overall trends. Obviously, if the trend is really clear, we take a trade on it, and those are the signals that we trade with our newsletter. So that's what matters. The trade alerts are the clear signals. If I don't give trade alerts, then things aren't meeting the criteria that I'm required to dump my money into it and try and grow. If we take a look, let's take a look at the hot list. We got all the super aggressive stocks at the top: ARK, blockchain, Bitcoin, uranium, semiconductors, clean tech, hack. All of the really, really crazy stuff that moves amazing in a bull market, but absolutely sucks in a bear market. They get hit the hardest percentage-wise. Everybody's moving into them, piling in. We talked about this the other day with the hot list. And that is usually a sign the market is starting to stall out. Actually, I think I had some notes here. Let me just check. Okay, so I had a note here to take a look at the put-call ratio, which we haven't looked at in a while. Put-call ratio is dropping fairly substantially. Now, this chart doesn't look like much. The big key here is actually I really just look at the moving averages for this. And if I was to zoom out and just come back into these levels here and kind of draw a line across where this blue line is. Generally, whenever the 5-day moving average gets down to this line, now this line adjusts with the market conditions, but we've seen the stock market go into a multi-month pullback, or it's had just at least a week-long pullback, or it's generally just traded slightly like sideways trendless. And what this means is the 5-day put-call ratio, the majority of people are buying call options. And when everybody's buying call options, they're really, really bullish on the market. And hey, guess what? If everybody's bullish and they're buying now leverage on the market, they've already bought their stocks. Now they're buying options to try and make even more. And that's the greed kicking in generally, or it's the small trader accounts that are more so just trading for fast money and they're emotional and they don't understand how the markets generally work. The put-call ratio really gives us this signal. And so expect the markets to stall out here, trade sideways and roll over most likely in the very near future. That's what the put-call ratio does. So this is a really simple way to get rid of the noise of that. And people are like, how do you read that? It's more so look at the overall average over the past 5 days, get a feel for things, and it really cleans up that put-call ratio view. Other than that, I think that's about it. There's not a whole lot that has changed today. I guess we should look at gold. Gold is relatively, we already did. It's recovering from a pretty big sell-off there in overnight trading. It does what looks to be a little bit of a reversal candle, flushing down, selling off. It might want to have that bounce. Let's just take a look at silver, see if silver's done the same thing. Silver's done the same thing, and gold miners, they won't have quite the same trading, but they definitely sold down sharply at the open, and now they're kind of clawing their way back. So this might be a bit of a reversal pattern for a bounce in the precious metal mining space. So we'll just see how that unfolds. And another member said let's do the comparison of the NASDAQ. So I was showing the 2008 market top with the S&P 500 the last few times. Well, now we've got the QQQ for both. If we look at the QQQ now, we've had a 25% pullback and a 28% rally. I had a couple of people said, there's no way this is a dead cat bounce. This is way too big for a dead cat bounce. Guys, a dead cat bounce, bear market rallies are some of the strongest rallies you will ever see. They are fast, they are furious, they will rip your face off if you are short, and you will lose your shirt. And you have to trade bear markets very cautiously, but a 28% bounce happens over and over again. Back in 2008, the QQQ had a 23% dead cat bounce before it completely collapsed, and obviously had a much bigger sell-off. If you take a look at the sell-off here, it fell 54%. Check this out. This will kind of blow people's minds. Look at this particular dead bear market. It sold off 47% just for the first leg down. That would be this one here. And then it rallied 64% in a dead cat bounce before falling 90% or something crazy. Let's just see what it was. 82%, and it took 16 years to recover. So who in their right mind would want to risk, holding through this and wasting 16 years with no real return and losing pretty much all your life savings is a pretty scary thing. So I thought that was an interesting point. So thank you for sharing that idea. And I guess that's about it for now. Check out this video of my son and I this morning, and hopefully everybody has an awesome day. I'm on my way to Toronto to get Nexus. My family lives in Florida, so I want to make it easy to jump back and forth through customs and all of that stuff. So it's a good day all around. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, ready, Freddie?
Filming.
Whoa!
We're good.
Swans are coming in for the kill. They're like destroyers.
Should I take off again?
Go for it.
Oh shoot.
I lost it. Where is it? There it is.
It's right behind my head. Gonna go down a little bit?
Yeah, I like hot dogging, which is the flying low. Come on, Mav. Don't think. Just do.
Let's do it, Mav.
What a perfect morning. Yep. Oh! That'll leave a mark. Dunzo.